Okay, so I decided to do I guess some patch comparisons. Basically, a user on YouTube, I believe his name is Devor. Um, I hope I'm saying that right. If not, I'm sorry. He asked me to do some bass patches. Well, I just basically plugged in the classic basic Moog sound. So I'm going to demonstrate that on each three of my synthesizers. I'll just go from top down. So first the Sub Phatty, then the Minitaur, then the Behringer Model D. So here is the sound on the Sub Phatty. Okay, and here is the same sound on the Minitaur. Okay, and now we will do the Behringer Model D. Okay, so I decided to, on that, the Sub Phatty is 2.5 oscillators, the Minitaur is 2, and the Behringer is 3. So I'll just make everything 2 exactly, so we can kind of see what it sounds like with just 2 oscillators. So it should be a fair fight. And the same thing on the Minitaur. Okay, so with just 2 oscillators, now we'll go ahead and do the Model D again, so it's an even fight. Okay, so now I just did the basic Moog sound with the resonance or emphasis, whichever you want to call it, which I always think is a really cool sound. We just go with the basic 1 oscillator Sawtooth bass sound. So give me a second here and I'll dial these all up. But anyway, so here is 1 oscillator Sawtooth bass line. That's on the Sub Phatty, and then on the Minitaur. Okay, and then the Behringer Model D. So, that was just, he just wanted to hear some bass sounds, so I just kind of ran through some bass sounds. My analysis is the Sub Phatty is really sterile, which I knew that going in. That was why I got it, was because I have a project I'm working on, and basically I needed 3 different synthesizers, very different synthesizers, because all 3 of them are going to be playing on top of each other, basically the same melodies. So it's going to be just this huge wall, an absolute wall of sound. And so I needed 3 very distinctly different sounds. So I went with the Sub Phatty because it's kind of this clean, sterile, but gritty sound. And then I went with the Minitaur because, to me, the Minitaur is just this creamy, oozing, just bass monster. I've never heard anything like that. With all the synthesizers I've owned, all the synthesizers I've played, it just has a sound of its own that I just haven't heard before. And I thought that it was all talk. I thought it was all nonsense. And then I picked the sucker up and I was like, holy cow, this is the real deal. And then I wanted to get the Model D because I wanted something that had 3 oscillators but kind of had that old school sound to it. And I think the Model D definitely fits that title very well. But yeah, so that was kind of why I have all three of these, was because of that. So I'm kind of looking forward to actually getting this to work. I'm not sure how it'll sound because it's just kind of, this vision I have in my head. So once, I commit it to tape, it may sound completely terrible. I may have to do it a completely different approach. But that's kind of what I have in mind is basically just going to be a huge wall of sound. And so I wanted to have different sounding synthesizers to do that. If I got a Sub Phatty and then a Sub 37 and a Voyager, they all three kind of have similar characteristics, so it just wouldn't work out. So I'm really satisfied with how everything turned out, so I can't wait to actually start to work on this project and get this done. But I just wanted to do that just to kind of give a quick demonstration, because I've seen a lot of people say this is what the Behringer can do, but we haven't seen anybody say, this is what the Behringer can do compared to other things. Now, we're not saying that it's going to outright duplicate those other things, but it has its own sound to me compared to those other things. I'm looking forward to hearing more. I would like to see a Behringer Model D versus a Voyager. I would really like to see that, because we've seen Behringer Model D versus a old school classic Minimoog Model D, which by Synth Pro, I thought that was a well done video, and Model D definitely holds its own in that comparison. So, but yeah, I guess thanks for watching and peace out.